Yes, thank you for joining us for Footy Talk for your Thursday. Heath Shaw across the table from me as always. Heath, welcome.
Thank you, Dale. How are you going?
Yeah, terrific, thank you. Great to see you still haven't had a haircut.
No, I did. I just trimmed the sides. I told him to keep the top bit, but it's a bit like, I don't know. I wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, no, and fair enough. But we have a guest in studio, Heath. And we're not meant to have favourites in this business, but a bit like when your parents say they don't have favourites with a kid. They clearly do. I was the favourite.
I'm third out of three.
And fair enough.
Yep.
But this man to our left, the man they call Checkers, Brody Mihocek, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you back. Very original, like sort of nickname there, Checkers. Who actually came up with that one? Back in the day, or was it? At Collingwood?
It was when I got to the Pies. Lyndon Dunn.
Yes. Had some run-ins with Dunny before.
Because we had another Brody in the team, so I couldn't just go with that. Brody Grundy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Dunny just come out with Checkers. It's stuck. Fans got a hold of it.
They love it.
It's gone from there.
What about you've just come off the bye? What'd you get up to?
I was meant to go to Mount Hotham. And
For some skiing?
No, it was just a relaxation, which was weird. I love the cold. And that got cancelled and went to Byron Bay instead. So very nice. Got some sun up there and went to the beach. It was fantastic.
Most of the guys go interstate like these days. When we had our bye, it was like sweet. We got like 2 days off, and we just like literally got on the piss for 2 days as soon as they said you're away. But now you get probably 4 or 5, and most of the guys get interstate.
Yeah. So the game against North was on the Sunday. Most boys would get out of a Monday. A few went to Bali. Lot go up to Noosa, Townsville. Bali's interesting. Yeah.
Mate, there's no way in the world Mick would let us go to Bali.
Not after the small indiscretion that happened the year before.
I'm talking about Mick Moldhouse. He would never have let us go to Bali.
Bucks wouldn't have let us, but we probably would have gone.
Yeah, true. So most guys, like some overseas,
yep,
and interstate. It's pretty like 5 days as well.
5 days is awesome.
Maybe we weren't trusted.
I can 100% say we weren't trusted, and probably for good reason. Did you go away with anyone?
With my partner.
So none of the other boys?
Nah, I thought about going to Noosa, and there was a group there. Just wanted to get away from them, I think. I had to train on the Tuesday for rehab, and then I was off to Byron on the Thursday. Rehab
training, we believe, and if you believe what you read in the papers, is over. You're back this week?
Yeah, it's over.
An exclusive.
Did everyone know?
Did
everyone?
Yeah.
No, just say it's an exclusive.
Yeah, so we had the bye, but I probably would have, if we had a game that week, I probably would have been right. So the extra week probably better mentally to just really lock into this week and, training back with the full group and with the footies. I mean, rehab, you're just running in straight lines and absolutely getting canes. So to get back to normal training's good.
Yeah.
I think it's important, mate, because like the Pies, like sometimes it comes at a good time, sometimes not. But with the Pies, they've had a wretched run with injuries.
Wretched.
That's a good word, isn't it?
Well done.
Yeah, it's the first thing that comes to my head.
Yeah, well done.
I thought that was a good one.
Yeah.
And so Checkers comes back, Pendles comes back, maybe Geordie, and then you've got McStay, Elliott, like in the future. It's a good sign for Collingwood people who are, the Pies are starting to hit.
They're into fourth, Heath. Don't worry about hitting form. They've turned it around.
They haven't. I reckon there's still more that to go. So is that like something that you boys like? Not that you speak about because you've just gone one in, one out, and that's how Collingwood go about their business. But you're pretty excited about the fact you've got some pretty handy guys coming in soon.
Yeah, and it was good to see so many blokes getting an opportunity when we were out, and it pushes for spots, which is good. But yeah, I think with the few that are back this week, it lifts a bit of spirit for the fans as well. But yeah, the boys that have been in rehab are hungrier than ever, so it's good for us to come back and want to play good footy in the team that's been playing really well as well. So hopefully that still goes and they can get it in there more to me in the forward line, which would be nice. But yeah, we're all excited to come back.
How do you go watching when you're not playing?
Not too well. I had the 2 weeks before I come back for the Freo game. Absolutely hated it.
Yep. And
then got injured again. And I was like, just gonna relax. I know that I'm going to be back after the bye, so just enjoy watching them. The North Melbourne game, I was at the pub with a few other VFL boys. I was pacing up and down, watching the comeback.
That was never in doubt, though.
I thought they were done.
54 points up, they should have been.
Yeah, so to watch that was awesome, and got away with one, I reckon. But yeah, it was an awesome comeback.
It lifts the spirits. And this week, the Suns. And now,
hang on. Now, give us, before we ask Brody about the Suns, you came in this morning with your chest puffed out.
No, I didn't.
You were all cane corns ready to shoot bullets left and right side. What are your thoughts on the Suns, Heath Shaw?
I've got nothing against the Suns as an organisation.
No.
Don't
water.
Team.
Do not water this down.
I'm not watering it down. I'm sick of people saying like they're going to be a good team. Like all the commentary around them, every time they're playing, it's like, they're going to be a good team. They've got all these gun players. In a few years, they'll be amazing. Like we've been saying that for how long?
Since they've come in.
Exactly. So it's just annoying. So the commentary should stop about that because they haven't won away from home.
Yep.
And they've won all the games at home.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Pies this week and at home. So for me, I'm sick of us talking about how good they're going to be. You got to be good now, or it doesn't matter. No one cares.
Would you have had them in your top 8 at the start of the season?
No, purely based on the fact that you got a brand new coach and a brand new system and brand new everything.
See, I was the same as you. I didn't have them in the top 8, but yet we sit here and expect them to do better than what they are.
We do. Everyone's talking about they should be in this. I go that they shouldn't be, and that's the thing is their
reality should be 12th.
Yeah,
game out of the 8.
Yeah, and they've got these gun players, and I get that, and they're like obviously high draft picks and all that, but it hasn't worked in the previous years. That's why obviously Stuart, you got the arse. And going forward, like it's going to take time to change that. So I'm like, we shouldn't expect them to play finals this year.
What about next year?
I don't know. We probably will expect them, and they probably won't.
Okay.
So it just does my head in. Back to the Pies.
Back to the Pies. Sorry, we just had to have a little. We digress.
Going up there, and they haven't lost at home.
5 and zip.
7.
Well, that's including 2 games in Darwin.
Yeah, it's still home. It is different because it's obviously hotter and you're down here in Melbourne. It's freezing cold. Is that the difference? Is it the travel? What is it? Why are they good up there and they're terrible away from home? Or what's the difference for you guys going up there?
We normally play good away games. So, nothing changes. I think the boys, as you said in the bye week, love to go get some sun and we love to play in hotter weather and our away games speak for themselves this year, apart from, I think, GWS early on. But, the environment gives you a bit of a lift, playing in hotter weather.
How do you go in the conditions marking it? Because I used to hate how slippery it got. There was something that didn't quite work from my brain to my hands that it feels like it should be perfect conditions and you just put the jukes down and through it goes.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. A bit of grip on the hands help.
Would you wear a glove?
No.
It is.
I started wearing the fingerless one on one side.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. You're just looking for attention.
Pack the grip on.
It is a sellout, and I think there's going to be a truckload of Collingwood supporters there. That's why it is a sellout. So it won't be like an away game. But you say you love travelling. Is it because we used to love it too? We never lost away from home. We beat Sydney 15 times in a row. I think it was away from
West
home.
Coast
Is it because you're just in each other's pockets and you're spending heaps of time together and you go, we're going away, everything's against us, or is it you're just comfortable playing wherever you are?
Comfortable playing wherever we are. I don't know. There's something about away trips where it's just the squad. You're eating dinner together, breakfast. Just we all enjoy each other's company, so
get away from the missus, get away from the kids, get away from the families. Yep, that's all that stuff. I think that's why our team liked it so much. They just got away from their families. They're like, "Yep, sweet, we've got a free weekend here." Or maybe not.
That's your theory.
Yeah, that was mine.
Yeah, I think we're back on Wednesday too. So
a
few boys are staying up there as well.
Mate.
So
mate, there would never be a better time to
lucky.
be drafted to a football club like Collingwood. Craig McRae is. And it just seems like he just gets it on every level, whether you've been assistant coach in terms of time away with family or a player. Any chance you can to make the program better, it seems like he's happy to do so.
Yeah, well, we say enjoy your time away from the club, but when you're in there, you're training as hard as any other pre-season day or anything like that. So we'll do recovery on the Sunday, I think, and then get that time off to either stay up there or come back, spend time with your family.
Straight to Cavillav.
Probably
not. These guys seem a lot.
Young boys, maybe.
Yeah. Is that the theory? Is are you training? Is your training might be like an hour, the main session, or hour and a bit? Is that as intense as humanly possible? In terms of game style intensity, and then you just recover afterwards. Is that what you're doing right now, or what's the difference of training pre-season to sort of now?
We still work just as hard. I think it was a 9K session yesterday off the back of a bye. A lot of physicality. In-tight boys love to get in there and tackle and test ourselves out. It's
yucky.
There is risk of injury, but we love to prepare for a game while we're training. So it's very intense, and yesterday's session was the same.
Before we move on and have a look at tomorrow night's big game, how are a couple of the boys going? Jamie Elliott and Dan McStay?
Dan's going well.
Yep.
Very fit, strong. Not sure when his return is, but he's
in full training.
He's doing training, yeah. He's excited. I think by the way we're playing, he wants to come back even more. And with Jamie, he's running around. His energy levels are high, so he must have a feeling that he's on his way back to playing, and he's enjoying rehab so far.
Do you remember the time that Nathan Buckley told Jamie, I think it might have been his first year, to stop getting tattoos? And then he rolled in a week later with a full sleeve. That is a real statement. Hey, stick with us. Coming up after the break, we will take a look forward to Brisbane and Melbourne up at the Gabba, plus also a couple of recommendations, because we are your Footy Talk and Pulp. We are your Footy Talk and Pop Culture podcast. This is the Footy Talk Pod. Welcome back to the Footy Talk podcast, wherever you are joining us. If you are listening on Spotify, hit the bell and get notified when we drop a new episode. And check us out on Instagram at FootyTalk_pod. Get interactive, leave some comments. As long as they're nice, we won't block you. Big game coming up tomorrow night, Heath. Brisbane Lions, who are officially back, taking on the D's, who are officially struggling.
Yeah, and I did write off the Lions earlier, I'm pretty sure.
This wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I know. What did I say?
You said the Dogs can't win.
No, the Dogs and Demons can't win the grand final.
And they played off in it.
So that's how well I was going a while back. But, yeah, they've hit form, Brisbane. Their percentage is the second best going around, so they can score heavily.
Mm-hmm.
The D's are ST Ruggling and they can't score. So it'll be an interesting game, because it is a good defence with Melbourne and Lever back with May, who's apparently a cheat because he fakes for injuries and stuff, playing against Hipwood and Dan Hurst. So it might be a better game than we think.
Right. What do you make of the new changes to the rules? In terms of what we saw with Stephen May, Paddy Dangerfield got off from a dangerous tackle. It seems to me like nobody's any the wiser as to what is happening, and players have found a way just to slightly manipulate it. The fact that Stephen May's been called a cheat for playing for a free kick, that has been going on since the dawn of time, Heath.
Well, that what Joel Selwood used to do, didn't
What's
he?
the difference between claiming you've got a cramp late in the game to try and slow the clock down?
Well, I don't know. And
anyway,
checkers would be able to tell us, they'd be more confused than anyone. Players.
Oh, a little bit. We're always trying our best not to sling to, and most of the things that happen are on accident. But yeah, I think we just got to adapt, and
But you're a
lot of the media, a lot of grey area with it, but we're trying our best to adapt to it.
You're a big, strong bastard. How do you go when you go to tackle someone and you have to
a smaller unit?
And footy, you just end up sometimes in a position where you're doing that. How much care do you actually mentally apply in that split second of a moment? Has that been a change and a shift, or do you just sort of hope that you let them go and they get rid of the ball?
It's a hard one. I would say with myself is people lifting their arms and me nearly taking their heads off. My intent is to tackle and yeah, if someone goes lower, I'm still going through with the tackles. So I worry about that. Is a smaller bloke. I think I hit Horn Francis in the Port Adelaide game, like just going in like that, and he's done that. So yeah, it's a bit tricky tackling wise. Sling tackle, I don't tackle all that much, so I'm not too worried about that.
That's clever, mate. Don't worry.
Limit the risk of missing, which is selfless by you because the side needs you.
But on the back of that, like when you haven't had a kick, or maybe you haven't kicked a goal, and you get a bit angry,
a bit of frustration.
Yeah, a bit of frustration. You see the chance to tackle, like you go hard at it, and you don't actually think about it. It is an accident if you do so, but you just go hard at it because you just want to make an impact on something. And players these days, like it's instinct stuff. And Dangerfield, if that was, it's a question for you, both of you. If that was Toby Green, that tackle, that exact same scenario there, is that upheld as a week or is that dismissed?
We're not going into Toby tax.
Yes, we are.
But he would have got 2 to 3. There's still the good bloke policy as we've learnt about, and the fact that Danger fits into that.
Have you been suspended?
I have, yeah.
What did you do?
How many times?
Just the once.
Rookie numbers.
2021, I think I missed the last game from went past the ball and copped someone high.
Shit, mix someone.
Yeah, so I wasn't.
But I backed out. I could have done more.
You could have done more damage.
But I backed out.
Point,
yeah.
Oh shit, that hurt.
You do try your best but when you sort of go through with it, like I backed off a bit, but still got him high.
You've got to
1 week.
You've got to the point in the season where you've played everyone or near enough to. Who is the top seed for you guys since and the teams that you've played against, and who do you think can make a bit of a run outside of yourselves, obviously, but into finals time?
We played Sydney early and lost to them. Would love to play them again and see.
Were they flying at that point?
Humming.
I think early on they were.
Actually, it's a dumb question because they've been humming for the whole season.
No, but they
lost to Richmond the week after, I think.
Okay.
So, but we weren't playing our best. So we got them in Sydney, maybe second last round or third. So that will be interesting. I've missed out on a few of the other teams, but
outside the 8, there's right on the edge. You got Melbourne, Brisbane, Bulldogs, Gold Coast, Hawthorn. Any of those make an impact inside the finals, do you think?
I'd say Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the same team as they were last year. It's made a grand final.
No, they've turned it around. Their profile coming into the bye was actually solid. They just weren't winning. Have we spoken to you since the grand final?
Probably not, no.
How was the day?
Very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just a quick... we got a bit of time, but a summation of your feelings, emotions going into it during the game. Obviously, really tight, and then post.
Yeah, going into the game, enjoyed it a lot more. Experienced of 2018, that was all a blur.
Yep.
Even losing, coming out of the game, I was still proud to have made a granny. And my first year at the club, it was an awesome experience. And then this one was, we got to get the job done, or don't know when our next opportunity is. So, close game made the celebrations even better. Seeing all the families come on the ground is an awesome experience. And then, it got to like maybe 10 p.m. just so quick. Like it was just everything after the game, I think, was just one after the other, and sort of getting in a huddle after the game and.
Did you sing the song on the G?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Got staff, everyone in, and there were still fans around the ground. Weirdly enough, they were still loving it.
We ain't leaving.
I don't know how they didn't get kicked out. But yeah, sang the song and then went to the aftermatch thing, and really kicked into gear after that.
When did you actually sit back, maybe by yourself or with your family, close family, or your missus, and just sort of soak it all in, exactly take it in what you actually achieved? Because it can be a bit of a blur most of that week. When did you sit back and just go, I'm actually a premiership player now, and that was pretty cool?
The whole week after was just enjoying the moment. I don't know, I probably still don't really sit back now and think too much. I'd like to get on to the next thing and go. But every time I look at my medal, see the cup or see the front of the AIA Centre and see the grand final stuff. It brings back memories. I reckon I'll enjoy it a lot more when the career's done and we can have our reunions and stuff like that. And yeah,
We've got one in a couple of weeks.
We do have one. We're celebrating on a Friday night against
Geelong.
Cats, I think it is. So make sure you put on a show
Yeah.
for us old boys.
I'll
We'll
try.
be in the stands. Hey, all the best with your comeback this week and a very prosperous back half of the season, and also hopefully you're going deep into finals.
Hopefully.
Actually, we haven't done the recommendations. Quickly, your recommendation of the week.
For
Anything.
Yes, we'll go back to Netflix.
Yep.
The Tour de France. I'm watching that.
Good.
That mate, those guys are intense units. Super fit and like on edge, and it's great. And it's very, very tactical. You don't just like spin the wheels, mate. It's very tactical. Those teams. So make sure you get.
Don't yell at me. I never said you just spin the wheels. I'm not sure
just
why you get
saying.
aggressive.
I'm just telling everyone. It's not
Good.
about just spinning the wheels.
Right.
It's good to watch. And behind the scenes, we've seen behind the scenes of footy,
Golf.
golf, Drive to Survive, and all that. This is just as good. I really enjoy it.
Brody, without a whole lot of notice, any recommendation from anywhere you've been, anything you've done, anything you're watching?
What I'm watching now, Welcome to Wrexham on Disney.
Yeah, good.
Very good.
Is that a little bit?
The Welsh football team that Ryan Reynolds and Rob
nice.
McElhenney taken over.
What streaming platform is it on?
Disney.
You just said that.
Did he?
It's all about the cash, mate. Yeah.
Cash.
And the funny thing is, like they're just using all their stuff. Like Ryan Reynolds has got a tequila company. They sponsor Wrexham, and now they're just going through the roof. Everything. Everything.
Okay, so this was Brody's recommendation, but
I'm just saying. I've watched it.
Yeah,
and it's a
it's
very
good.
good recommendation.
okay. Well, I'll get onto that one. Mine is food related. Surprise, surprise. The sausage rolls from Baker Blue in North Caulfield. Had one yesterday. Went in to get some bread for the family. Oh my goodness gracious
You know where
me!
that originated? Baker Blue.
Where?
Baker Blue in Sydney.
There you go. Once again, my story is not yours. Hey, that has been Footy Talk for Thursday. Hang around over the weekend and take note of anything we drop at the Footy Talk _pod Instagram. The boys and girls will be back next week to dissect a massive weekend of footy.